If you're looking to get into the water transfer printing industry, this is definitely the video to watch to give you a clear understanding of what you need and what all supplies and everything that you're going to need for the water transfer printing. So let's get started. Whenever you're first getting started into the water transfer printing, there is tons of information online about everything that you're going to need, but here is a quick rundown of what you might need for the water transfer printing. Number one is going to be paint. You definitely need to make sure that you're using a specific paint for the water transfer printing to make sure that everything sticks properly. Number two is going to be the prep work. Now, there's tons of videos out there. We've done a lot of them, but you definitely want to make sure that you get the prep work and everything set exactly the way that it needs to be. So that way your paint that you're applying over whatever product that you're doing doesn't just come right off or flake off or doesn't adhere to the actual material that you have. The other thing that you're going to need is, of course, a water transfer printing tank. Now, you may not need a super fancy tank like what we have right here, but you do need some sort of vat or area to dip in, so then that way whenever you do the water transfer printing, you are able to rinse the parts off and also rinse off the film that's on the water and clean it off and things like that. Some customers have used totes before or makeshift units, so definitely make sure that you have the right size tank or dipping area for the part that you're doing. If you're doing a DIY dip kit, then definitely make sure that you've got a large enough surface area for that film that you're using. One of the next critical steps in making sure that everything works perfectly with the water transfer printing is going to be the activator. The activator is the main key ingredient to make everything work, because the activator liquefies the film, it turns it into a liquid state, and then the film that's floating on the water is very stretchy, so it stretches around the actual part itself and makes it to where the film conforms into all of the grooves and crevices and contours that the part that you have is going down into the water with. So you want to make sure that you have the correct activator. We normally recommend the Liquid Concepts activator to make sure that you get the best possible results. The next thing that you're going to need is, after you get done with the dipping, then you're going to need a place to rinse it. Now, this could be as simple as setting it on a table and getting a water hose and rinsing it off outside, or it could be as fancy as a full-blown type of rinse station that you build or buy. But one way or another, you definitely want to make sure that you have an area to rinse off the parts after they are dipped. After you've got everything rinsed off and dried, next step is going to be your touch-ups. Touch-ups are going to be very simple. All you're really going to need for that is normally a paintbrush or an airbrush and a little bit of color in the airbrush, and you should be able to airbrush anything out, touch up anything that needs to be done, and then you can move on to the clear coats. Clear coating is definitely going to be one of those things that you want to make sure that you pick the right clear for the right application, because there are tons of different clears out there, and let's be honest, not all clears are made the same. So you want to make sure that you're buying it from a reputable source, and you want to make sure that the clear itself is made for that type of application. For an example, you would not want to use a very high-end clear on maybe an Xbox controller, because it will probably never see the light of day, and it doesn't need a very high-end UV protection or something like that. Now, on the flip side of that, you probably are not going to be using a super high-end clear coat on maybe a gun, just because of the same thing, as far as it's not going to be outside, it's not going to be things like that. But you do want to make sure that if you are doing a gun, maybe you might use a DEET resistant clear, because that way it helps protect the finish from the DEET that is in products like, for instance, off or something like that, that can actually damage those parts. So you want to make sure that you're always using the right clear coat for the right application. And if you're curious about which clear coat to use, you can always contact us at Liquid Concepts. We'll be more than happy to help you out on selecting the right clear for your application. After you've got everything all clear coated, then now is the time that you can give the part back to the customer, and hopefully everything has come out looking amazing with the dip. grip, you've got a really great finish on it, and you've got a really great prep work to make sure that the finish lasts long term and it's not something that's just going to flake off in just even a couple of months. So of course, this video is definitely going to give you a high-level summary of what all is needed for the hydrographics or the water transfer printing, but there are definitely a lot of other steps. So if you're curious on what other steps there are, you might also check out our online training or even our in-person training that we have. We're gonna have links in the description below, so that way you can check those out in case you're wanting to get into the water transfer printing to try to get yourself up to the next level, to make sure that you're putting out good quality results and everything is looking as good as it can. I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and this is how we customize your world. We'll see you guys next time.